Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Greg here from Kinobody.com. People have been asking what foods I eat, and I'm going to share one of my favorite nighttime meals. And actually, interestingly enough, I like to keep my nighttime meals kind of lower in protein. I find that, actually, protein has been shown to increase alertness, and I find that when I have a lot of protein as my last meal, like very last meal, close to bedtime, then it's harder to sleep. So one of my favorite meals are actually cheese quesadillas, which are very satiating, very satisfying. They're amazing, and they're simple and easy to cook. I'm going to share that. And actually, just a little tidbit is that recently in my nutrition, I've been eating more fats and carbs and less protein. And I've found that that's resulted in higher testosterone levels, higher sex drive, which is actually expressed through the research, which shows that high protein diets actually mess up with testosterone levels. And you need a good mix of fats and carbs. So what I have here are, I'm going to cook with some coconut oil. I have some corn tortillas. I got these at Whole Foods, so hopefully your grocery store has them. They're about 45 calories per one. I'm just going to do two because I've kind of like not that hungry. And I have some cheese, some low-fat mozzarella cheese. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to heat some oil up on the pan. I'm going to fry these up, flip them over, and then I'm going to add the cheese, and then fold in half, and let it get nice and crispy, and then I'm going to eat it. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I got about a teaspoon of oil heated up on the pan. I'm going to let that, take up the circumference. And so basically with my diet, I kind of eat like 1 or 2 really big meals per day, and then at night I'll have like a nighttime snack. Sometimes it's cheese quesadillas, sometimes it's frozen yogurt with chocolate chips. Like, this is my diet, I'm not even kidding. This is what I do to stay kind of under 10% year round. When you fast, eat a couple big meals, small snack at night, it's really easy to stay lean and drop fat. So I got the oil mixing up here. But the point is, you don't have to be obsessive about this fitness thing, you really don't. You don't have to eat chicken breast and broccoli and brown rice. You can eat cheese quesadillas, which I love because they're macro friendly. Corn tortillas are pretty much, they have no fat, they're just a little bit of carbs. And the cheese is a low fat cheese which has the same protein fat ratio, believe it or not, as eggs. Actually, a better protein fat ratio than eggs. And dairy is actually high in leucine, which is an important amino acid. So normally eggs have 5 grams of fat per 7 grams of protein. This has 5 grams of fat and 9 grams of protein. So the mix of the corn tortillas and the cheese is a really nice, really nice meal. I mentioned that I don't go really high in protein earlier, and so this is actually not considered that high in protein. But compared to like other stuff, it is pretty good. So I'm gonna drop these on. That's 1, that's 2, and yeah, so it's heating up here. It's just gonna take a few minutes. It's really quick, really simple. To talk about my diet today, actually, well, I got up at like 10. Around 4 o'clock, I had a couple pieces of fruit, like an apple and a banana. And then a couple hours later, I made this really nice, I had 2.5 chicken breasts. I made them with some gluten-free breading and macadamia nut oil, and I baked them, and it was crispy and delicious. Not a usual recipe, something new I was trying. And then I was gonna make some potatoes, but I found this recipe online of like these delicious peanut butter cookies, so I did that instead. And I ate about 700 calories worth of peanut butter cookies. I'm not even kidding here. See, I am a proponent of flexible dieting. Like, the more that I've been in this fitness stuff, the more I realize that it's just a matter of hitting this calorie intake, whichever puts you in that deficit, as enjoyable as possible. And so you don't have to really stress out about this stuff. You don't even have to stress out about hitting your macros exactly. Like, sometimes my macros will, I won't worry too much about my macros. As long as I'm getting a good amount of protein, good amount of fats and carbs, I don't really stress out about my macros. The protein that you really need isn't that high. It's not as high as people think. Some people like to go higher, and that's great. I mean, my first warrior shredding course, I emphasized a decent amount of protein to keep you full on a diet. That's what I used to do in the past. But recently, I've been having really good experiences with actually going lower. So now I flipped them, they get crispy on the side, so I'm just going to add a good amount of mozzarella cheese. Down. If you guys were hoping to see like some chicken, some tuna recipes or whatever, sorry. I'm human. I enjoy to eat tasty foods. And so one reason I really like this recipe is because it almost is like I get the same enjoyment of eating like pizza, but instead of having to eat like this high calorie pizza, or instead of having to eat these high calorie nachos, I get the cheese quesadillas. And I'm going to use a spatula and the fork. I'm going to fold this over. So this basically, let's turn it over like this. As you can see, I'm pretty much in the running for the next Jamie Oliver. They actually wanted me to do Hell's Kitchen. I declined it because I got a hectic schedule. But there, it's folded. That fork was not meant to penetrate the quesadilla, but sometimes when you film, it doesn't go as smooth. This is actually my 19th take. I've had about 59 cheese quesadillas so far. There we go. I have the heat on low now. I don't want to overcook it. I'm gonna grab some sea salt. Just a bit. You just want to touch of salt. You don't need to. You don't want to overpower the salt. Just a little bit. And you want to take it out as soon as it's fully melted. So it's almost ready. That's actually totally ready. Boom. Boom. Next time I'll show you my frozen yogurt recipe. It's quite fantastic. There we go. Well, here we go. I got the two. There we go. And these are my cheese quesadillas. Just smell them. You can't. It's unfortunate. They're really good. Usually I do 3, but I kind of went a bit higher on my calories today, so I'm just doing the 2. 300 calories, 150 each. Probably a bit less. And let's dig in here. Oh my god. One thing about me people don't know, I hate, with a passion, loud chewers. So I'm going to try not to chew loud because that would be awfully hypocritical. There's the thing that I mean, there's all these Mike Chang videos floating around YouTube. Okay, I don't care what he's doing. You know, he's doing his fitness stuff. That's fine. But the one thing I do care about are these pre-roll ads when I'm trying to watch YouTube, and these pre-roll ads come on, and all of a sudden he picks up like some big ass burger, and he just starts chewing so loudly. It's like, it's Mike Chang here, and then he goes into his little shtick. I think that's torturous. I think that is like a crime against humanity to eat that loudly on a pre-roll ad that we have no control over. As soon as that ad comes up, I have to like hit the mute button. It's that bad. So this is actually fantastic. But I keep my protein intake higher early in the day, like in my last meal or two. And so usually my diet usually looks like, I'll fast till like 6 hours or 7 hours into the day. Then I'll eat a couple pieces of apples, or whatever. Then maybe a couple hours later, I might have some big bowl of veggies or salad. Then I'll have a big ass steak. And then I'll wait a few hours, and then I'll maybe have like a big ass bowl of potato wedges or sweet potato wedges, or I'm too lazy to cook. Have some pop chips. And then later at night, I'll have some cheese quesadillas or some frozen yogurt. That's my diet. I don't even stick to it all the time. Some days I'll go eat out and eat a ton. But when I stick to that diet, I'll get leaner like clockwork. So, there you go.